Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So today I did this background. Let me see. I did this background for an art quilt that I'm doing, and I'm doing a cat. So I thought that I would come on you guys. A lot of you guys request me to do more of my art quilt tutorials on here. So if you want me to do a tutorial of the background, this is using what they called fabric creations from Plaid with a little bit of spray, um, acrylic paint, whatever you have. And yeah, this came out really good. I don't know how well you can see. Yeah, you can see it pretty good. I love it. So this is going to be the background. So it's a little damp still. And what I like to do is I'd like to draw separately on, and I like to take my autofocus off because it's a real pain in the butt. Okay, so what I like to do is draw separately and then add to it because if I mess up, I'm not too worried. You can use paper if you want. You can use printer paper. I wouldn't use a thicker paper because it would be harder to glue onto the fabric, I think. So what I did was I have a piece of fabric here, and this is just dabbing Angie, giving Angie a shout out. It's just dabbing off some of this uh, paint. I used a little bit of Dilution's pink paint in it as well in the back. So I dabbed off with this and just to get some of the extra paint off, and I taped it. I taped it so I know generally where to draw, which I like to do sometimes unless I'm out in the living room, or sitting and drawing somewhere where I'm not at my desk. And then once I taped off generally where I want it, I tape it to here because it just gives me a little bit more of stability. Now I'm doing it's obviously going to be for my odd girl quilts. It's odd animals, and that's what I'm doing. So please, understand that and don't write how I draw like a 3-year-old because you know maybe I do. It doesn't matter. But this is going to be a cat. So here I go. Just going to do this. So I'm going to start. I know the ears. And like I said, I did this so I know where to go because sometimes I'll draw and I draw like a big thing and it just does not fit on the background that I saw for it. Now I might draw this and be like, I'm not going to do it on that background. Or I might add some black to the background to darken it a bit. So it depends on how it comes out. So I'm just going to start with, I hope you can see the pencil a little bit. I don't know if I have a darker. Let me see if I have a darker pencil maybe. Let's see if this works. No, it doesn't make any difference. We'll see how this does. If you guys have problems seeing this, because it's hard for me to record and see what you guys see, like, because some of you watch it on your phone, some watch it on TV, some watch it on your computer, some watch it on your iPad. So I don't know how well you can see it. So let me know, and otherwise I'll try to do a little bit. Now you can see I'm already going a little bit too big because that's just how I like to do things. So I'm going to just go around. I wonder if I moved in a little bit more. Let's see. I'm going to start the roundness of the cat face. Like that. Going to have it meet. Go in here. I love on the odd girls the straight necks. I don't know, but I see that this is gonna be too big, but that's all right. We're gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that. I do everything way too big. We're gonna work with it. And I don't worry too much about where I'm keeping my lines and how even, because like I said, this is an odd animal. It's not gonna be, a perfect. You know what I mean? When I go to lay my colors in, the neck, obviously, I mean, I could erase it now if I want to, but I just paint over it. I don't like spending a million hours. That's why I love doing this, because I just can do it and not worry about it. But the paint will, go over that and give me a little bit more structure. I think I'm going to have his ears like that. And that's basically the drawing of the cat. It'll have a tail. And I might do this. Once I paint it, then I'll see if I want this a little thicker. You know what I mean? But for now, Oh my gosh, we are watching Big Brother. We watch Big Brother here in the United States, but we are now watching the Big Brother in the UK, and I am hooked. If you watch Trisha Paytas on YouTube, which my daughter and I just adore her, she's on it, and oh, delightful. We just love her. And she's right on Trish. I mean, she is Trisha Paytas on there, and I love it. She does not act any different than she normally does. And I love it. So my daughter and I, we even got my husband hooked to it because so exciting. Okay, so you see that's very basic. Took me 4 minutes. All is good. So now I want to do a base so I can kind of see where I'm at. And if I do a base, now you can do gesso, you can do white paint, cream paint. It doesn't matter. I have a vlog I'm going to be doing coming up. I'm just going to use gesso. This is my favorite folk art, gesso. Talking about a few things because sometimes people leave me comments and, you know, I appreciate people finding me out of the blue. I love it, finding one of my videos. But what I do not like is when people leave comments on things that they might not know about me or my channel or you guys. And just, I don't know. I'll talk about it in a vlog. It drives me nuts. So I'm just going to go in right now and just run this gesso with this brush. This is one of my favorite brushes as of late. It is a number 8 Protege in 522 Bright, and it's just one of my favorites when it comes to painting fabric. Now, a couple of you have started doing art quilts and fabric quilts and all that kind of stuff, and ask about the paint being so thick and stiff. Well, I'm not going to use fabric paint on here. I'm going to use regular paint due to the fact that I know a lot of you do not have fabric paint. But one of the things I like to do is I like to just slightly dampen my fabric because it does help it slide on better. And that might be something that you might not be doing. And it might be making it a little bit harder because then it makes it a little bit stiffer. That's what she said. Okay. So that will definitely, as you can see, as I wet it, it just, you know, it just works. Now remember, this is just a base. We can definitely redefine all this if, you know, if we want. So I'm going there and then I'll just go in. I might want this body a little thicker. I don't know. I do enjoy a thick body. If you've seen me, you know. Okay. And you can take it right outside those pencil lines and this will cover it, especially because we'll be putting color on it. And if you have a smaller brush, you definitely can go around these pencil lines of the tail. You can make it thicker or thinner. It doesn't matter. This is great to do in your art journal. You know, if you want something easy to do, you see how easy it is to draw it and get it going. I can see some of the pinks coming through. I'm going to go with it because I'll, you know, I'm not going to worry about it too much. And then all you have to do is either let it dry for a few minutes. I might go here just a little bit more poofy, a little bit more body, and I think I might do that here. Now what's going to end up happening is once I'm done with this and painting it, I will cut it out probably and put it on there. I might, maybe I'll cut out the triangle and leave, do you know what I mean? I don't know, but I'll probably, chances are I'm going to cut it out. Depends on what my mood is when it's done. And I'll give you another tip if you're using fabric or recycle, you know, recycling outfits or shirts or whatever that you have, whatever. You can definitely do this in a way where you're not wasting so much fabric. You could move this up so, you know, the ears are basically at the top up here and you're just not wasting fabric. When I go to cut this, I'll cut it inside the tape for the most part. And then I'll have pieces left where I like to put and dye if I have extra dye or extra fabric ink to, you know, just make so I can piece together or add into different things. So it all depends on what you want to do. Okay, so I have this. Now, don't waste that. Don't waste it. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, crap. This page right here. This is a page from yesterday. Look how awesome this is. Oh, it's going to be a great grungy page. But I'm going to take this and just kind of, just a little bit, do it in your art journal. And then what this will do, and I'm just going to do it on more of the white parts, is if I want to lift up from anything else, those white gesso parts will just add more. Do you know what I mean? Like it'll kind of give it a base to go on. But I'm not going to do the whole thing because I like it. Okay. And we'll put that over there. Always have scrap paper sitting here. Have magazine that you can wipe off on. Have printer paper, any kind of paper you have, mixed media paper, watercolor paper, fabric, doesn't matter. Just all sitting around. Maybe you have a magazine. A lot of you are asking about the Faber-Castell magazine, the product thing. I don't know. I'm going to have to go on and look and see. Some of you can't find it, so, but I mean, if you can't find it, there's a million different catalogs out. You can go on Fingerhut, you can go on Sears, you can go on so many, and they send you catalogs. Okay. Now I'm not going to worry about outlining, and you want to make sure that your bottom is dry, because you can get a bad rash. Okay. Because when you put whatever color you're going to use on here, it's going to mix with any wet paint that you have. So if you use gesso or a white paint or whatever, and I'll show you what I'll do. I like to take another piece of fabric or whatever you have, and I like to kind of just push it down and see if any white comes up to make sure it's dry. Sometimes with fabric underneath, especially on a craft mat, it can hold a little bit of the moisture. So she looks good. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, I'll just change my water. This morning, what happened? Okay, so I'm gonna clean this off. Now, what color do we want? I think I'm going in with some pink. Pink. Ugh, come here. And I'm gonna use my satin Martha Stewart Krause, which obsession lately with raspberry ice, because I have an idea of what I want to do. So I want to, you know, kind of keep it a cuter looking cat. I mean, I'll be able to make some things in the eye, you know, the eyes and some changes, but who knows? Maybe it'll come out more of a normal cat. I don't know what it's going to be. We shall see. But I'm going in with my base coat as this pink. Again, use whatever color, you know. I'm going to make some with greens and purples, and this one I'm just going to work on with some pink. La, 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 la. Like I said, I'm going to outline it. Let me tell you something. Some people don't like the outline. I enjoy the outline. Maybe not in everything, but in most things. Like you'll see, it just makes it come off the page a little bit. You can even, look, you can add shadowing. You can do whatever you want. And it really doesn't matter too much if you go out of the lines a little bit. We're going to outline it, but again, we're going to cut it out. Do you know what I mean? So I like a little hump here because I like that little round headness. And I have to remember, you know, we're going around here. It's the details that make it cool. You know what I mean? Like that bring it to life. Now you can see here a little bit where it's getting a little bit lighter because obviously it wasn't all the way dry there. Am I gonna hate everything because of it? No, I'm just gonna go with it. Again, that's kind of the whole thing for I'm going for the gesso. With the odd animals or odd girls or odds whatever you want to make, because sometimes things happen, and maybe you don't have a lot of patience today, maybe you're in a lot of pain today, maybe you're like, oh my gosh, my kids are going to be home in 45 minutes and all I want to do is paint this real quick, and you don't have time for everything to completely thoroughly dry. Or you're like me and you're lazy and you're like, oh my god, dry, oh my god, dry, right? So it doesn't, doing these are no big deal. And I'll need 2 coats on it probably if I want it to be. And it's only because of, like I said, I obviously didn't have it dry all the way. Now I'm going to grab a smaller, well, maybe I won't. Smaller brush to kind of go around these details a little bit better where I missed. I'm going to leave that brush sit there because take this little brush. This is a number 2. I don't know what that means. I'll go into the tail because I just want it to be, I might even add a point on that. We'll see. I've been obsessed with certain paintbrushes lately. I don't know why. I think because I brought a lot of them up from down in my art room that I had forgotten about, that I had put, because I'm like a hoarder in the sense of like, I don't know why. I hoard things. So if I get new paintbrushes or a company sends them to me or whatever, I hoard them because I'm afraid that because I'm rough and horrible on my paintbrushes, I'm afraid that I'm not going to have any left because I mix media with them and I use them with glue and watercolor and acrylic paint and just everything you possibly could use them with. And, it gets ruined. It ruins easy. So I like to hoard. So when I brought them up, I was like, oh, I forgot I had this. Oh, I forgot I had this. And like even folk art, I have tons of theirs because I love the folk art paintbrushes, and I use a lot of them, but I have a lot that I hoarded just because I don't want to ruin and not have them because they're like such good paintbrushes. Okay. Just see how it, going just to that line. Really just fills it out a little bit. Evens it out. I can't talk and do this at the same time. I'm the worst in these little areas. I'm lucky I can walk and talk and chew gum and all that fun stuff. Okay. I think we're pretty good. You can always add a little bit of water to make it flow a little bit better if you find it being a little too dry. But with the gesso underneath and all, you should be good. I don't see too many. I see a little fuzzy there. Get away. It shouldn't be too bad. Okay. So I'm going to wet that and leave that dry. I don't think I need this anymore. I think we're good. I like the kind of colors in there a little bit variegated. I don't know if they'll still be like that when they dry. Maybe, maybe not. Let's dry it. Looks a lot brighter on the camera than it does here, but no big deal. Now what I'm going to do is go in and draw some of the features. Now you can do several things. If you get worried at this point, which honestly, sometimes when I am, which I probably should do now, but sometimes when I'm, not all there due to medication or fiber flare or whatever, I will draw on a piece of paper. Okay, like I'll kind of sketch this out, draw it on a piece of paper, and kind of draw the eyes that I might want or the look that I might want. Sometimes I don't. It depends. I probably should all the time, but it's not going to be that way. Okay, because sometimes I just want to paint. So I'm going to go in with, let's see if this will go darker on here. And I know I'm going to put the nose about here. Can you see that? And I'm just going to make a triangle. And then I'm going to make the cheeks. Bring them up. Looks cute enough yet, right? I'm going to put little ears in there. And now the eyes. So let's see. I'm just going to go for it. And you obviously can see one's bigger than the other. Not going to worry about it. I'm going to give the odd girl eye with the eye lid. This side a little bigger. Now, you know what? Maybe I will take these off. Wait a minute. Maybe I'll do opposite. Oh, taking some of that pink off of there, but that's all right because I'm going to put the eyes in. Maybe I'll make this one bigger. And then make this one smaller. Just to give a little bit of weirdness. Okay. Let's see if I can get this off without taking, no, it's going to take that paint off. All right, I'm going to have to touch that up, which happens. Sometimes it happens. Okay, so now let me go in with some white. And this will act a little bit as gesso as well, because, the white's the eyes. And it'll cover that pink a little bit. Oh gosh, my desk is squeaky today. And I'm just going around. Now you can, of course, paint these before you draw, the pupils and all that. You certainly can. I do everything backwards sometimes because I just don't think, but you definitely can. Whatever way works for you and works the best, that's what you do. You watch people and then you're like, you know what? Why didn't they do this? Or, oh, I would do it this way. And then do it. It's no big deal. If if you get to an end result that you love, that's the main thing. It doesn't matter how you get there. Because honestly, sometimes I sit down and I know I can't be the only one. Sometimes I do things and I think, why didn't I do this? Or why didn't I do that? You know what I mean? Doesn't matter. I'm going to just put a little bit of this in here. I might do, instead of a black nose, I don't know, we'll see. But I'm just going to kind of lighten that up a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to go in here because I'm going to add a little bit of color in here. Okay. Yeah. And I think I'm just going to do a dab of white here. I don't know what color I'm going to do in the ears yet, but just laying some in. Yeah. And then I know I'm going to put a little tongue. And don't worry, I got a little bit right there. It doesn't matter. Remember, we're going to, draw on the outside, plus you got to do the whole thing anyway. And then, he's going to need whiskers, which is fine. His eyes, we're going to do that. Now you can go in and you can take your, white, what you have left on there, and kind of do little highlights if you want. You can wet your brush a little bit if it, makes it flow a little better for you. We have, at Plaid, they have like flow medium, which is great. Helps your paint flow better. Next time I'll have that sitting here and use it. Because you can use that on your art journal pages, on anything that you're doing. I just like to kind of go with just a little bit of highlight, a little bit of something, a little bit on the tail. You don't have to do this. And I might go over it with the pink later. Who knows with me? Who knows? Okay. So we see that. I'm going to wash this. I think. Okay. Now I think I'm going to grab. What color? Pearl. I'm going to use Pearl in Splash. I'm going to shake it up because it's got some iridescence in it. Pearlized stiff. There you go. I think I'm going to get a different brush. I think I might need a little shorter one. I'll try this one. This is an oldie but a goodie. Now I did not white out the eyes. You definitely can if you want it to be a little brighter. I'm not going to, but I'm going to use two different color eyes. We're going to David Bowie it out. Oh yeah. Oh my God, the table. All right, now I got to pick another color. I'm going to just wipe the brush off. I'm not going to put it in water yet because I'm doing, obviously, a different color, and I don't want it to color you glitter. I don't know what color this is going to go on. This is a extreme glitter, which is extremely glittery, but I don't know how opaque it'll be. And I could have put green down first, but I didn't want to. But I might have had to. Yeah, I'm going to have to. Let me get some green going. I didn't want to, but I have to. Okay. Let's do acrylic lime green. Oh, these colors are my favorites. They're just my favorite. I love these bright colors. And I don't mean fluorescent. I'll just mix this in and then do another coat on top if I think it needs it. And what I'm going to do is dry these eyes real quick. And then go back in with more of this green. Oh, I don't know if I even want the glitter on there now. I mean, it's kind of coming through, but I'm kind of digging this color, so I'm just going to leave that as is because I kind of like it like that. And I don't think I want the glitter on it. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to wipe this off one more time and then go another coat of that blue. Okay. Let that dry. Now I'll rinse that off a little bit. And let's figure out the nose. What color do I want to do the nose? I think a purple. This is, what color are you? Perfect purple. I'm just going to go in with a little bit. If you get too much on your brush, dab it off on something and then just go back and pick up from there. This is a bright one. All these colors. I will definitely be doing a darker one. Yeah, and then I think what I'm going to do is still go with this and do the more purple. Do the little cheeks. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Wipe it off again, dry it off again, and we're gonna do red. And this is, what color are you? This is Naphthol Crimson, Folk Art. These are all colors I use all the time because they're my favorite. And you can use a piece of printer paper or mixed media paper, whatever paper you have, magazine, and you can use it as your palette. And then when you're done, you have all that, you know, like all this would be on the paper, and then I didn't waste it because it'll become a background. You know what I mean? Like, think that way too. You don't have to feel bad that you don't have a nonstick mat or, you know, maybe something that somebody else has. Just use it to your advantage. If I could shove a lot of this back into my, which believe me, if you've been with me for a while, you know I do. I will scrape that up and stick it back in the bottle because I don't like to waste it. That's just how I am. Oh, look how cute. Okay. And I'll show you how I do it right now. This is what I do. Now these are different because these are a little smaller, but I will take, I don't have my thing right here. I will take this like that and I stick it and I scrape it back in. I know it's ridiculous, but I do it. Look at all that. That's a whole other like set of 6 million eyes. Because I just can't see always, you know, wasting that. And then I'll just go back in, make it a little thicker because you just can never have too much. Now, obviously, you know, these are little, so I won't be doing that, but I got all that back in there and that's going to be good to use later. Look, what can I say? Okay. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick with the purple. And give that a little dry. I think I'm going to go in with this purple more. Take this off again. Go in and do the inside of the ears. Come on, purple. Add a little bit of water if you're having a little thickness problem. If it's too thick for you, don't worry about it. See, he has a little ear. Not in the middle, not anywhere. This one's going to be bigger so he can hear you with. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah, boy. I'm digging the eyeshadow, although I might put a glitter. on top of this one. Because this might be a little dark. We'll see. We'll see when it's done. But I can always glitter it out and lighten it a little bit. Give it a little shimmer. Look at that. Oh, yeah. All right. This isn't as odd as some of my other ones, so that's all right. I still love it. Sometimes they just don't come out like that. Okay. Look how cute. All right, not bad. Not bad. I don't know about digging the, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what I always do that, and I always tell you guys, like, just wait till you're done. Don't judge till you're done. I'm going to just give it a little bit more here. Now we need whiskers, and I'm going to do black. But I'm going to have to, and you can use a marker if you have a marker. I'm not going to use a marker, but I'm going to just water down some black here. And I want it kind of inky, I guess. Hey, listen, if you have the Fabric Creations, you definitely can use these in the same way. I have to look. I don't know if I did a Fabric Creations fully. Oh, excuse me. Getting over a cold. Still hanging on, but better. I don't know if I've done one of these with the Fabric Creations. If not, and you want to see it, let me know down below, and I definitely will do one like this with it. I'm using the folk art because some people don't have the Fabric Creations, but they do have acrylic paint, and there you go. So I'm going to test this here to see how liquidy it is, because I don't want it too liquidy. And I'm just going to kind of, I do a V, and then I do the middle. Again, not going for anything specific here. You see? How cute. Now I'm going to go around and line everything. And you see I have a very little, I don't know how well you can see it there, but let's turn you this way for a minute. It's very little black, but delicious anyway. Okay, so I'm going in. You can outline it in any color that you want. And when it starts dragging, it just means that you need more paint. So don't forget to go back for paint. But remember, you're only going to go so far because your brush can only hold so much. I don't worry about this being perfect either. I might even need to lay a little bit more paint out. Now remember, I'm going to cut this out, but I'm going to take this off because I can see it went down here a little bit, so I'm going to have to like round it out a bit and put his little feet on, but I'm okay. And the funnest, I'm going to have Emily with my English, my grammar. The funnest part about this is the accessories, like where you could put in, I think I'm going to leave the tail round though, where you could put in, oh geez, crystals or glitter or, and just really glitter it up. Now I like that this is running in here a little bit because it makes it look a little bit more like fur, and I'm digging that. So you can definitely roll with that. It's not going to hurt nobody. It's not going to hurt nothing. It's looking good. I love that look. All right. Not hating it. Let's go to the ear. Ear is a little bigger. I'm enjoying it. A little bit wet, a little bit more color. Might need a little bit more. You could spray it with water too. I just go back and forth. Probably annoying you, but sorry. Sorry. Just how I do things. Look how cute. And you can go even thicker if you want. I'm not going to. I probably should speed through this part. But then when I speed through, some of you are like, no, I like seeing, and listening to you do it. So I never can win. I'm sure somebody will say, I clicked on your video and all you do is talk. But I know, I always say, if one person says to me, I love your longer videos, and I've been trying to do more longer for you guys who do like it, and then even shorter ones for, you know what I mean? So it kind of hits both of you. But, you know, sometimes I know a lot of you like the longer videos. But, you know, sometimes people just aren't happy no matter what I do. So I just do what I want to do. Okay, so I got that. Now I want to outline the ears. And another one like that. And I think I'm going to leave the cheeks alone. I might put a little white in there. I'm not sure. But I'm going to go in with black. Now you can, I want to show you something as this is drying. You can see where I had more pigment to where I didn't. If you look here on the ear, the way it's kind of watered out a little bit too much, that's not going to bother me too much. If it bothers you, just go back with more pigment, you know, more paint. Okay, if it bothers you. It's going to happen. It's not a big deal. It just means that I had too much water and not enough paint. So you just go over it again. You know, doesn't matter. Use a Sharpie. You can do a Sharpie here too. It doesn't have to be paint. You know what I mean? If you don't want to. The eyes. So I am gonna trace the nose here just a little bit. Okay, and I'm not gonna go over the cheeks. I kind of dig the cheeks just like that. I'm gonna go around the lip, around the tongue and put a little boopy in there. Gonna go around the eye. Can't talk, I have to hold my breath. A little bit more. Now look what I did there. I did the outside before I did the round, and then the round I did here last. Okay. Yeah. Now I see that. Now let me show you what we can do to fix it. I'm going to wet my brush. I'm going to rinse it all off. I'm going to dry it, and then I'm just going to dampen it. And then I'll go in and touch at this. Wipe, go back, wet it again, leave it damp. Go in. And when I dry my brush at this point, I'll go back in with the dry, you know, with the brush dry. Look how that fixes that. It just goes in and lifts up the paint. When it starts dragging like that, just clean your brush one more time and go pick it all up. You can go in very carefully with the corner of your rag and dab it, and you're good to go. I would rinse it one more time. Make sure there's nothing on it. Yeah. Not hating on it. Not hating on it. Okay, so I have that. I just have to do the outside now again of this eye. My nose is running. I'm so embarrassed. Good thing you can't see me. I put my head down and it's like, yep, really? Oh my God, wait 1 second. Okay. Okay, looking good. Now, here's the fun part. You don't have to worry about, oh, the pupils are going to be like this or that. I like just going like this. I'll make this a smaller side. I just take a line down like we're making a little, look at that. And let's go over here. We can do even smaller. La 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 la. Highlight. So I want to highlight there, and I got to do the feet. So I'm going to take this tape off. And don't throw your tape away either if you do this. And you can do this with your paper too. I just like to keep it, I'll hang it. You might even see it sometimes in my art, you know, like on my camera. But I like to hang it because then I can use it again. You know, get a couple uses out of it. All right, I don't need to take or you could use it in your art journal and just use some Mod Podge and glue it down. Okay, so I'm going to, I'm gonna make it sit. So I'm not gonna, I was gonna round it, but then I thought, no, I don't want to round it. Yeah. I want to put little feet, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to have to draw it first because, well, you know. So I think I want, no, I'm not going to do feet. I'm not going to do feet. I changed my mind. I changed my mind. Yes, I know I'm going to have to go over that with pink now, but that's okay. I'm going to have to touch up a couple of things anyway. So I'm going to take my pink. I'm going to take that. I'm going to go in my pink and just touch this up. And if worse comes to worse and you really like, which I've done a million times, you flub something up. Once you have it on the quilt, that's where you put in your stars and your, which I'll show you when I'm done what I did. This way you can see. And I'll show it like in an upcoming video by the end of the week, what I did. Just so you can, you know, so you see this and then you'll see like, oh, okay, you know, it's all right. I do need highlights though. I'm really understanding that because it's kind of flat, but that's okay. I'll go in here a little bit. Now, one of the things I like doing, I'm thinking. Let me put that there for a second. Where'd my red go? All right, I'm going to take some of this white and a little bit more white. And then paint it in. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to put red over it, so I'll use a different brush. Kind of like that. And then I'm going to go in with some more white. I'll highlight here. And then I'll put glitter over that. Or glitter paint. Because I think those are too dark. Okay. Gonna highlight the nose a little bit. Just like that. I might have to lighten the nose up, I'm thinking. I'm gonna just a little bit of highlight in there, a little bit of, just a little bit. And I think I'm gonna wet this one time, get this a little inky. And I like to roll my brush a bit because it kind of gives it a nicer point. And I'm gonna go in here. I'm not digging that dark color now that it's done, so. This is what I do all the time. I'm horrible. I change things. I'm just not digging it. Really not. So I'm going to do that. I'm okay with the rest for now. I can always play with it once it's on the on the back too, which I do a million times. So now I got to figure out what color. I want a nice bright color. Like I want, how about if I did teal? I wonder if I do teal. Let's see. That white's still going to be wet, remember. So it'll probably take a couple coats, but that's okay. Then I think I might do these a little bit more light. I think it's too dark. And I like teal and purple together, so we'll see. And that black underneath kind of makes it 3D looking. So I don't know if you could see that or not. But now if I go over, if I wash my brush, well, this is a long video. I gotta really get done here. Okay, if I go over that brush with a little bit more, I mean over the nose with a little bit more purple with that white in that area, it'll just be a little lighter when it dries, which is good for me. Yeah. All right, anything I'm going to do now is the heart, and then that'll be it. And then after it's dry, I just cut it out. So, bigger brush. And I can guarantee you that I'm gonna glitter this heart. Once all this is dry, I'll probably put 2 coats and then glitter it. Because I want it very glitter. So it didn't turn out as odd as I wanted it, but it's a little bit odd. And that's okay with me. A different brush. Where's my brushes at? Gotta grab my favorite Martha Stewart brush. Let me show you another obsession I have, which I'll show you in a minute. If you've come this far with me, and you've watched so far all this, put a sentence down below with the word heart. So I know you've come this far. You never know. I might go through the people that do that and do a giveaway. You never know, because I got a bunch of stuff to give away. I'm so excited. And I'm itching to give it away. So I'm going to do it in all kinds of different ways. I tell you guys all the time that I'm always looking for different ways to do giveaways for all the people who watch me, you know, because I know a lot of people watch me when I put giveaway in the thing. They'll forward until they find out what to do or whatever, because I can always tell by the comments that are left what you guys, you know, who watches it and who doesn't, I should say. I'm not dumb. Especially people who enter contests after they're already closed. And I'm like, if you watched it, you saw the date when it closes. But regardless, I'm sure, you know, that's not everybody. But some people, yes. Some people, yes. Okay, so I'm going to use, I'm really digging this. I think I'm going to try this. This is the Color Shift. No, I know what I'm going to use. I'm going to use that on something else. I'm going to use this. I love these liquid pearls, and it's very bright green. And I think I have another one I might play and add in here. So I'm going to just squirt a little bit out to make sure, yeah, it's coming. Oh, the jokes, Kelly, the jokes. Now this will stay 3D if you want it. I like to spread it around a little bit more. I might even put eyelashes on her when she's all done. Who knows? I'm just spreading it around. You can use glitter glue, glue with glitter, whatever you got. Nothing if you don't want. Use paint. I can always touch up the black when I'm done. Yeah, but I think for now, that's all I'm going to keep you here for. I could sit here for hours, and I might after I'm done here. But thank you so much for watching and for hanging with me. I appreciate it. I'm also going to be using some stars. But I just love you guys so very much. Remember, progress, not perfection. Please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. Thanks for just sitting with me going through this. This is my procedure. Like I said, I'll let this dry. I'll cut it out. When I add it to this background, then I will really start playing and adding glitter and colors, and gosh only knows. I mean, who knows? I'll add eyelashes. I love going to town. But this is what it looks like in the beginning. It's a process. Thank you so much for watching. Leave me a thumbs up if you enjoy my videos. If you don't enjoy the longer videos, I'm sorry. There's going to be other shorter videos coming up. Keep an eye out for my vlog video that'll be out either later today or tomorrow. And be kind, be kind, be kind to each other. That's all I can say. I love you guys with all my heart, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.